Hello, and welcome back to Oolykee Gaming, and welcome back to another episode of Workers and Resources. So it's Republic Mod Monday. Today we have Yugoslavian monuments, airport, and new farms. Right, disclaimer, of course, this is just some of the mods. There's like 12 of them in this episode. Go and check out the whole workshop. There's a lot of beautiful maps, more mods from the same modders. Absolutely stunning community we have. Go and check it out and support it however you can. Let's get started. So, gravel processing and storage by Iodar, translated from Yandex, gravel pit with loading base, 2 times excavator base. Anyway, there's like 7 buildings altogether. I'm gonna show you which they are. I will just say a couple of things as a potential controversy, but I'm not sure if I'm correct here or not. I don't know the official numbers, but let's start with that. Conveyor towers, 30 tons per second capacity. I think it's a little bit on a powerful side. I might be wrong, maybe it's just a normal vanilla, but 30 tons a second, maybe. Anyway, this is a beautiful mod, something that you will definitely see in my Let's Plays. You can see here some of the storage facility, you have a couple of gravel processing plants, and a lot of other beautiful stuff, so let's get started. So, this mod consists of processing plant number 2, storage, another storage, this storage is 8,000 tons, 4,000 tons. We have aggregate storage of 20,000 tons. We have processing plant number 1. This one would be processing 240 tons of quarried stone, while this one is 80 tons, so that would be 3 times less powerful. So this is perfect, beautiful. And then we have the last one would be quarry. Yes, the quarry would be, of course, it's going to be 0% source because I didn't place it on a source, but this is the whole set of gravel processing plants. Of course, this storage, the biggest one, has the railroad access as well, as we're going to demonstrate in a second. You can see here that it has integrated gravel processing. The only problem with this is this storage here doesn't look like it's big enough to store 20,000 tons of rocks. I will go and demonstrate here in the mods all the way in the back where most of our mods are. Well, most of our mods are. 20,000 capacity loading bay here. Looks like the storage, I think it shouldn't have 20,000 storage, but I might be wrong. While these 8,000 tons storage, this will be these ones here, as you can see, and then we have the smaller one over there. So the high bay here that also has a railroad access. Right, this is something you're gonna see in my Let's Plays. This is definitely something that is worth checking out. I will just mention the price of the processing plants. So the processing plants, the bigger one here would be 73,000 rubles here. If we go to vanilla, just to compare this, I won't compare the rest of them. Well, we can compare the storage facility, but I don't think we have such a small storage facility in vanilla. We have 4,000 tons, 43,000, so 10,000 rubles per ton, and this one is 165 tons, 240 tons of quarried stone. If we go to our construction industries and we find our gravel processing plants, so this is quarry, and this is gravel processing. This is half the production, and half of the price, so quite realistic price-wise. Storage facilities, we can check this out as well. So storage facilities, vanilla ones would be 2,000 tons, they are 25,000, the other one is 40,000 rubles, so quite realistic in price-wise. We don't have any big storage as that. The only thing is how big of these storage. These buildings look more or less the same size, but this one has 4 times the capacity. It is specialized, looks like more specialized one for holding gravel, so this is going to be really interesting to see. Unfortunately, we won't be able to fill it in all the way, but we can check out how it's going to look like when the gravel is there, as you can see here. Absolutely beautiful, definitely. This is one of my new favorite storage facilities, and altogether gravel processing plants. More details in a link in the description. Museum of the Revolution of BiH, that would be BiH, and H, that would be Bosnia and Herzegovina, or BiH would be Bosnia and Herzegovina. There's a Serbo-Croatian description of this building. It's actually quite extensive. You have the whole history of this building. It's absolutely beautiful. It was made in, it was actually founded in 1945. It was finished, I believe, 1963. There's a whole history of this project, how big the building is, what it actually is, all of this stuff. Of course, Bosnia and Herzegovina. I'm originally from Croatia, but Bosnia and Herzegovina is my favorite Yugoslav state just because I love visiting there. One of the best foods. Now, heads up on this mod, it doesn't have any collisions, so if you don't level the area around it, it will look like this. Now, I prefer buildings without the collisions because I would like to have freedom of place it as close or as far away from the roads and other stuff as possible. Unfortunately, buildings that have collisions, they have bigger footprint, and you have to level much more than you actually need to, so I prefer no collision buildings like this one. But bear in mind, if you don't place it on the level ground, it's gonna look a little bit wonky like this, so be sure to place it on the level ground. Now, how much does it cost? If we go to our mod, and if we go all the way in the end, we should have this museum, 73,000. How does it compare to other museums? 73,000, that's definitely pricey, so it's not going to be too cheap. Now, if we go to tourism sections and if we find any of the museums, Museum of the Republic, it's way more expensive. It's a little bit cheaper than the Pyramid Museum, but I think it does require a little bit less resources. As you can see, it's not it's less resource intensive. Anyway, let's move on. Polytechnic University by Abel Jan Haik 852. Polytechnic University, based on a real building in Yerevan, Armenia, employs 125 professors and 125 workers, educates up to 500 students. The model is not mine. This is what's stated straight away. If you want more details, you're gonna need to check the link in the description of the video about the model. Now, bear in mind, there's something wrong here. I'm not saying with this model, because I noticed that these textures are not correct, and I don't believe that this is the the model maker fault, because this belongs to another model in this video, also a new mod that I installed. Probably I need to restart the game. So models on this building, this shouldn't be like this, so there's something wrong probably on my side, but heads up, if you like this building, probably textures will work better for yourself. As you can see, it's a little bit wonky for me, but I'm pretty sure elsewhere it's going to be much better than this one here. Now, anyway, this is university. As you can see, as mentioned previously, 125. It looks like a big building. So how does it compare to vanilla building of the same size? So we have universities, if we ever find them. We have medical university. This is polytechnical, so I'm gonna assume that it's polytechnical university. Size-wise, I would say similar amount of resources needed, a little bit more on this Armenian one, Abelian Hikes one. And if we go to our mod section, and all the way here in the back we have Polytechnical University, it is more than 50% more expensive, or 50% more expensive, so price is definitely justified for something like this, size-wise and effectiveness, so definitely realistic. Kudos for this, and I really love that. Unfortunately, because of the issues probably with my computer, this is a little bit wonky, but I encourage you to try it yourself and see if it works better for you. Anyway, link in the description of the video. Zix Abakab, free power plant. Good news, through the ingenuity of Soviet engineering, we have finally harnessed the cosmic energy proposed by Nikolai Tesla as a clean, reliable and unlimited source of power. This power plant employs 8 workers, consumes nothing, and produces 220 kilowatt hours of power per workday. Maximum wattage 12,000 megawatts. Intended to serve as a counterpart to the free heating. You have a link to that, requested by CapPro090. Okay, so this is a cheaty one because it doesn't require anything. It has imaginary, well, I don't know how imaginary, currently unachievable cosmic energy. I read about this. I will not explain. You're gonna look for yourself. I would love you to research who who Nikola Tesla was and what his research was, and just appreciate a little bit more, because he comes from our neck of the woods in the Balkans. I will not go into the details where Nikola Tesla is from, but Nikola Tesla comes from the Balkans, and he was a genius. Right, power plant. I will see how much it costs, but I believe most of you won't like it that it's free. So you have 12 megawatt productivity. I love it. I'm not sure if I'm going to be using it, but I love it. I'm definitely keeping this mod. How much does it cost? How much does it cost? We can always check here. So we have free power plant. Oh, shoot. It's actually free. It's actually very free. I mean, like, free. It's 670 rubles, 77 rubles. So this is really inexpensive power plant. Like, if you like this kind of thing, I'll go into a little bit of a Red Alert gaming and some science fiction and stuff. Definitely you can adjust the materials and price for something like this and just have it as a resource building, something that potentially could be realistic in the future, but not now. Definitely I wanted to have this in our Let's Plays. What else can we say about this power plant? I don't think there's much we can say. It's free, it doesn't create any pollution, and it has 12 megawatt hours production. It's controversial because it's so cheap to build and doesn't require anything, but hey ho, it's here. Use it if you wish. Link in the description of the video. Right, dairy cattle ranching by Mild, I will, sorry if I'm mispronouncing this. Grazing fields for cattle has a flat fields, and also those with fit uneven ground comes in 3 sizes required. Only workers' cattle can graze, however no grazing over winter. When temperatures drop, grass stops growing. Perfect, we had similar mods before. Now this one is a little bit different. It has, these are 2 mods by the way. This is dairy cattle ranching and we have cattle ranching. The similar description, one of them gives you cattle, the other one gives you dairy. Now what is interesting, it's often meat eaters versus tree huggers. What is more energy dense source of food, like protein and beef? What is more healthier for you and the environment? And then you have dairy, that is actually, I think, one of the most productive per hectare type of farming. I'm not gonna go into details. Fight me on this one if you want. I actually give up because I'm not gonna fight it. But the dairy farming is something that I'm really interested in to have, and I like this mod. Now the problem with this mod, I can see straight away, is it doesn't have any buildings. I would like it to have a building. Unfortunately it's not up to me. At least, you know, cattle storage, so they can be, you know, winter, summer. Maybe a little barn on the side where cattle will winter, and maybe just for a visual effect some bales of hay or straw on the side, just so we can have some visual effects, would be a little bit better. Now it has a lot of different models I'm going to show you here. So this is the beef farming. Is initial cost is, well, beef and dairy is pretty inexpensive, except the animals you need just fence off the area, and of course you need to work the land and whatnot. You have this mob grazing and this kind of stuff that you can implement in your farming, where you have very little work to do on the land itself, except preparing some winter crops if you want to keep the animals through the winter. But anyway, that can be mitigated through price of upkeep or something like that. But anyway, this is something that I'm really interested in, and I wanted to share it with you. Now in the mod section, if we go, you have these beautiful Highland cows, the hairy cows. You have 12 models in total, 6 of them for food production and 6 of them for livestock production. Why 6? You have 3 sizes of the fields, and one of them are classified as, I will tell you now, hill farms. Why hill farms? Because they don't have any collisions, so you can literally make them anywhere, which is cool and not cool, because you can, like I just did, build it in a river, but on the other side you can put it in any hillside. You're not gonna have any issues with farming. But anyway, it's up to you if you want to use something like this. I will explore this option because I'm interested in this kind of farming. You have 2 different molds from the milled, from the same modder, milled. It's a cattle ranching and dairy cattle ranching. So check it out. How does it compare? I don't think it compares. It's literally just putting a field, and you need to provide workers, which is quite realistic. I mean, even for big fields you need 20 workers, so it's quite worker intensive area of agriculture. But hey ho, it's up to you if you want to use it. Link in the description of the video. Theatre by channel regular, Mr. Rob's 074. Theatre loosely based on a real building in Gdańsk, Poland. Satisfies the cultural needs of your citizens and also works as a tourist attraction with base score of 3 stars, employ 20 people, 20 workers, and serves about 100 people. As you can see it here, it's as described, Gdańsk. Polish people, if you're watching this, my favorite Polish city. My better half, she's from just outskirts of Warsaw, and of course I visit a lot of towns in Poland, but Gdańsk is still my favorite, unfortunately or unfortunately. So finally we have buildings from Gdańsk as well. We had some from previous modders and mods, so this is just one of them in a row. Of course, big fan of Mr. Robs and his work. You can check this theater in the link in the description of the video. Now, knowing Mr. Robs, I don't think we need to check this and price of these buildings because they are quite realistic in price. As you can see here, 50,000 for a theater. If we go for our people's needs over here and culture, art gallery, 30,000. We have the Republic Theater, 58,000. So this is something that is quite similar to this building we're building. And then you have Pyramid Museum. You see that it's a museum of the Republic, which is similar to what we have here. It's quite more expensive than this. So quite realistic building, size, price, and all of that. Robs does really great work, usually, always. Link in the description of the video. Hotel Panorama Resort, and let me butcher the nick, Natron Lounge. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing this, but anyway, a beautiful model of Hotel Panorama Resort, Hotel Panorama Resort Slovakia. Today I present you this exceptional example of brutalist architecture. By the way, I'm the fan of brutalist architecture, and this is beautiful model. Thank you. Its iconic real-life counterpart is located in Štrbské Pleso, Slovakia. The town is an important ski, tourist, and health resort in High Tatra Mountains and was substantially modernized in 1970 when it was hosted the Nordic Ski World Championship. The Hotel Panorama was a part. You know what? You can read this, because if you want to learn more about this, you really want to check this out. Now, this is a beautiful building. Definitely fits here. Any brutalism fits here in these episodes. I just love brutalism. As you can see here, this is the hotel, how it looks like, the model. It has several entrances and it costs money, 25,000 in fact. Now, if we go and check out any citizens facility that would be similar to this, we have tourism buildings here, and then we have city hotel, that would be 28,000. This one, mountain hotel, 18,000, and smaller hotel, 14,000. Okay, and this one, of course, as we previously mentioned, is 25,000, so it would be on a pricier side of things. Beautiful model, quite realistic. You will see it in my Let's Plays. GS750 Wild Bunny. Okay, we have a couple of ships. Unfortunately, this is a revival of the old model. I noticed it right now, and this is something I will be using because I'm playing on a river map and will be playing on a river map for a while. So these are river barges or river ships. Never built modern GDR river boats. Capacity 750 tons. 32 TEU. That's something, I forgot what's TEU. It's a cargo container unit or something like that. Speed 10 knots, available from 87 to 2050, includes variants for aggregate and container plus general cargo. This is a re-release of an old mod I made just last year with new models and some specification changes. Now, problem, I didn't find here the container one when I was recording this. There's only 2 models I see here, MGS type 750 and this one aggregate, and the loose cargo, this cargo, the open storage, general storage. I don't see the other one. They should be here in the end, but unfortunately they're not, nowhere to be seen. So we don't have container one. I will contact the modder and I will ask about this, but I only have 2 of them. I would love to see container one because, well, I see it. You can see the container ship. It's actually in the model. It's in the second screenshot in the link in the description of the video. It looks absolutely stunning, beautiful, and I will use it myself. I wish I can have the containers to demonstrate here as well, but unfortunately I don't. Now, how do they compare to other ships that we have? So 750-ton capacity. We have river cargo ship here, which is way less. It would be like 5 times less. Four times more. Let's go 4 times more. This one is 4 times less capacity, 59,000, while this one is 100. And it's quite realistic. This is a more expensive, bigger one. It carries 4 times more than the other one. It costs 3 times more, so quite realistic in price. Definitely something that you're gonna see in my Let's Plays, and please go and check it out in the link in the description of the video. Council Estate Shops by Bremard. What is it? Low-riser, mixed-use, commercial and social housing block. The building is based on a central shopping units you can find in countless council and estate throughout the United Kingdom. I will add Ireland too as well, or previous United Kingdom. It's similar design. You have a lot of those all around Dublin. Right, so the ground floor features shopping units with duplex flats on top. If you are a fan of this building, I would really mean a lot to me if you liked it on the workshop. If you're okay, yada, don't forget to like it, because it's a beautiful, brutalist architecture, social housing, whatever you like to create, yada. The thing is, the only thing I don't see here, the housing part of the social housing. The problem is, we were chatting about this, and this would be amazing. We have a couple of examples of this working with both being social housing and being shops, multi-use buildings. I would like to try to implement them more. There's Bremard also started making those. We have previous from other modders as well, and this is something I'm really looking forward to. This initially looks like it's working only as a shop. If we go to our mod section, we only have one model of this. This will be council estate shop. Unfortunately, I don't have a population here. I will check with Chris about this, if there's any issues with the apartment, so I don't have a people capacity, but we'll discuss this in the future. Something that I will definitely be using, multi-use buildings are something that I'm really interested in, and this also fits in the whole collection of Chris's buildings that he created with brutalist architecture and UK council flats and this kind of stuff. Definitely one of my favorites. But look, you have a link in the description of the video, go and check it out. Airport Pack by Banco54. Hello there, this is my airport pack. It includes 5 towers, 2 hangars, 2 cargo stations, 1 aircraft warning light. You will find the aircraft lights in the section of monuments. Enjoy. I found them all when you just install them. Straight away they are all the way in the back. You can see the whole set of these ones here. You have airplane parking, 2 different ones, and of course you have other stuff here. I'm gonna demonstrate now. The only thing I kind of screwed up here was these lights. I placed them a little bit closer to the water, so some of them are actually in the water, but these are landing lights. I believe they work for automation for the plane, so they can find their way when they're landing, so they can adjust, I think, you know, direction on which they are doing. Anyway, landing lights, we have those. We have following buildings: airport cargo terminal. We have smaller cargo terminal, big parking for big planes, small parking for smaller planes. These are 30-meter ones, and of course we have 5 different communication towers, sorry, the controller towers. You can see different versions, so this is the whole pack. You can build airports however you wish. I was actually surprised. I thought it was just another airport, but it's not. This is absolutely beautiful. You can design your airport as you wish, but you can have more details in the link in the description of the video. Right, Dr. Eastwood, Gosposka River Basin. It is time to develop your new frontier on the Gosposka River Basin. Carve out your own personal SSR on the banks of the rich and winding Gosposka River. Marvel at the abundant resource, generously building space, and centralized location of your picturesque river adjacent capital city. Send workers to re-education summer camps. What will you build? Now, this is a description of the map. I'm gonna say, even though it sounds like a joke, this map is one of the best maps I saw. I'm not sure if how map building goes, but this is quite realistic. I love the part of, well, let's check the map first. You have some of the areas are dense forest, and these are the beech tree forests, quite similar to oak ones that I love so much. You have some pine trees as well. It's rolling hills everywhere. If you go to topography, you can see that a lot of effort went into this map, and even though it says it's generous with the building space, it does have challenging areas. Now, what is not challenging about it is resources, but I will come to that part soon. So this looks quite realistic how rivers would naturally go. You have some riverbeds or whatever these guys are, and of course everything ends in delta in the end of the map here in the west side. Now this is where we built some stuff. Unfortunately there's no fortunately there's no rivers, there's no cities on this map. However, I wish it was cities, so we can have some kind of idea what map maker wanted us to do. But let's talk about resources before we continue tour of the map. Now you have, as you can see here, 1, 2 border crossings. That would be for NATO 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you have 4 border crossings with Soviet republics. Of course, you have a river entrance or delta that goes to the sea, where you're going to be able to navigate the rivers around here. Now, resources, there's a lot of them. There's a lot of resources. This is something I would change if I would like to try a little bit something more challenging, or to force people to develop some areas, like for example iron and coal to be in the mountains, a little bit further on from the Central Valley. And then you have oil reserves. Some of them are quite plentiful. You have uranium ore. Uranium ore is actually quite realistic in the amount, and then you have a lot of bauxite. So this is easy resource-wise. This is an easy map. Map is absolutely beautiful. I don't know how much time it went to develop this, but look at the topography of this map. It looks quite realistic, how weathering would shape the canyons and these natural pathways through the rocks. It looks really beautiful. I love the map. It's heavily forested. It has this main river that I'm pretty sure it's navigable, maybe even all the way. It could be all the way to the NATO border as well, so you can trade with all of your neighbors through this map. This is one of the nicer looking maps I ever saw, and definitely big thumbs up. It's my favorite mod this Monday. There's so many of them, but this map is really special. Looks amazing, looks beautiful. I would change some things, like for example put a little bit less resources, make sure that these rivers are navigable to NATO border as well, and having heavy river traffic here would look really beautiful on, well, any map. This is something I'm gonna explore for the future series, but this is definitely the keeper map that I'm gonna keep for myself. This is the Central Valley, where I believe the author wanted us to develop a capital city that is connected with rivers to the sea, and of course is centrally located in your map, where I built these buildings from today's Mod Monday. Absolutely beautiful map. Please go check it out. Now I'm gonna say that's it. We described this mod, Gosposka River Basin by Dr. Eastwood. I'm gonna say there's a lot of beautiful maps. I checked all of them out. They're really beautiful. Unfortunately, this is already too long, this episode, so I'm gonna have to end it here. I'm gonna tell you, go and check every map there. They're really amazing maps. Now I'm gonna say, I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, can you please press the like button? If you didn't, just put a nasty comment in the comment section. People don't mind doing that. Like, subscribe, notification bell, ring it, comment section, hit it. And if you want to support the channel, you can always buy me a coffee. You have description in the link. You have a link in the description of this video. Guys, have a nice Monday. Have a nice week. Amazing community. And I'm gonna see you in the next one. Bye bye.